Hey, this is Phoenix, back again with another Hawks and Pox review. Today is Powers of X number 5 of 6. Starting with, it has a quote from Professor X. They will think we are doing one thing, but the truth is we are doing something altogether different. Pretty interesting. And the subtitle for this is For the Children. Let's see. So the main plot overall shows how Professor X because the last issue or the issue before shows what the true meaning behind Cerebro can do, which can, if I am correct, take where was it? This other mutant, forget his name. One he talking to help figure out how it works. Um, he says, what was it? You want to use the current functionality of Cerebro, the ability to locate any mutant on the planet, to also copy that mutant's mind to make a backup of a sentient being. And they go in depth of how it works and what the rules are, and they give you those info dump pages, which I will get to in a sec. I do like this character. I forgot his name though. God damn it. And they do explain how Professor X would prefer five copies, so one main unit, three backups, and an additional one for unforeseen complications. Uh, and then they talk about how what was it? Oh yeah, the power source now on this planet. But of course, Professor X knows people like the Shi'ar Empire and all that stuff, and that's how they sort of get into it. Then it talks about Cerebro version 7.0 and the functionality and how long it takes for Charles to download a mutant's mind, like a week for like 1,000, or I think 1,000 or something like that. And then it talks about like at one point Charles can get up to this many per week and this many per month, year, and all that stuff. And because I guess the whole point of what it talks about is how eventually theoretically the he could bring back all the 16 million mutants back, but that would take a crazy amount of time. But there's shortcuts around it if he wanted to, and I do believe that is a pretty amazing feat, if I would say so, of Charles Xavier. Something good for once. Let's see here. The next part is year 10, so modern day. You see Emma Frost. And then she's greeted by Professor X and Magneto, and they want her on this council that they're making of Krakoa. She goes there with them to see what Krakoa is like, but they need her in the world of for negotiations and getting stuff. Let's see, what was it? Or was it? Oh yeah, they're gonna make her the 50-year contractor as distributor of certain like the drugs and the assets and stuff like that. And that's how she's roped in. And then it tells you the quiet council of Krakoa so far in autumn. Professor X, Magneto, and a third person. Winter, we don't know yet. Spring, oh yeah, they have to bring in Sebastian Stan. Sebastian Shaw, the Black King of the Hellfire Club, and the White Queen, which is Emma Frost. And then we don't know the third person. And then summer, we don't know anyone. And then Krakoa would, oh yeah, I guess Krakoa itself would just be Cypher and Krakoa. Tells you how the council works, and um then after that is when they brought in all the people that you saw in the last issue. He even went to Namor, and he was like, "Just get out of my ocean," which I loved. Then it goes to year 1000, and that's when things are still complicated to me. You still have the librarian. Let's see, I believe. Oh, the Phalanx destroyed the Elder by putting his mind to it. Let's see, and then it talks about back and forth about humanity and machines both evolved and the coexistence of both and how it led to this point in time. It's all pretty crazy. It's a lot of, the machines really just taking over. To me, for me it's complicated to think about. I'm going to reread these, and hopefully they make more sense. And I'll just do more research about it, maybe some old books. Who knows? Because I mean, I believe a lot of this stuff is new though. So then they talk about the types of societies on Infodump. An SI of 10 million, which is a Titan. Then there's 100 million Stronghold, and then there's one that's undefined. The amount of time it's a Dominion. These get bigger and bigger. Yeah, you have the Galactic, and then you have the Universal. So, yeah, the Technarch, the World Mind, the Phalanx, and then there's Titan, Stronghold, Dominion. Pretty crazy stuff. And it ends with, "When you see me again, understand what that means" by Namor. Overall, it's not bad. I mean, it gets right to the point. How it, the backstory of why this makes sense and why that makes sense, and everything else in between. The Year 1000 stuff, I usually like that stuff for right now, for the sake of the X-Men stuff. Since I'm getting back into it, I'm only really enjoying like the Year 1 and Year 10 and Year 100. The characters I'm familiar with. When you're talking about stuff that I have no idea at that point, I mean it's far-reaching for me, but I am enjoying it at least. I just have to reread them just because it goes over my head sometimes. Mostly because I'm sort of quick reading, and when you get to those pages, I'm like, what in God's name? How is this connecting? Especially when it's 1,000 years. uh, but overall, I love this issue, and I can't wait for the next, which will be House of X number 6. I'll see you then, guys. Ciao.